Hi everybody, it's Gail from Blue Rose Paper Treasures, and this is the promised YouTube video that I will demonstrate some of the cards from the new 2022-2023 annual catalogue. I'll have 6 projects to just quickly take you through, and you'll be able to follow this with the PDF that I have posted on my Facebook page. So let's get started. Alright, I hope you enjoyed my Facebook Live yesterday. There was a lot of information to go through, and I hope it didn't take too long. I'm pre-recording this, so I'm trying to work out how long that would have taken. The new catalogue, I took you through this yesterday. These are all my things that I'm going to order on Tuesday, which would already have passed by the time you see this video. And the samples I'm going to show you are going to be in order, page number order. So the first one I'm going to quickly demonstrate is the Sending Smiles set. I did a very quick card and I cased it from Cindy Elam and just changed it a little bit. So that's the first one we're going to do, and that's using the Sending Smiles stamp set. These are the coordinating dies, but I didn't actually use the dies in this sample. But you would have seen all the other samples I made in the Facebook Live earlier on that you watched. Alright, let's go. Now this was a very simple card. I created it using the new colour, and I can't think what the colour was. Sweet Sorbet. It's going to take a while to remember the name of all the new colours. I tried it a couple of times, and I'm going to show you the easiest way that I figured out how to do it. So that's the first one. I've already die cut my little label. And that's from these. I love these. These are the Stylish Shape dies. And these actually will coordinate with the layering squares and circles if you've still got them. And I love these little banners. So I've used that a lot. All my cards are 5.5 by 4.25. It's just easier for measurements to do them that way, even for Australia. I know for Australia we do it differently, but I've just decided they're all going to be 5.5 by 4.25. Backing piece is going to be 5.25 by 4, and this one is 5 by 3 3/4. Alright, then I've got a little strip of the in colour DSP, and that's 1 inch by, and this is the, I'm actually changing this colour to use Orchid Oasis. That's why the colour's different. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. And this one's 1 1/4, I think, or 1 1/8, I'm not sure. 1 1/8. And that's just going to go down the bottom. And I'll be using my favourite, and if I knew where, well, here it is. My beautiful Simply Elegant trim. And I love this because I love the way that it curls when you do a bow. So there's not a lot to this one. I'm not actually going to put everything together. I'm just showing you all the pieces. Otherwise this video will be too long. So with the stamping, I actually found it easier to stamp my flowers before I stamped the leaves. Because when I stamped the leaves, then I didn't have my flowers in the right spot. So what I'm going to do is just stamp the flowers, and I've only used this little flowery one just here. That and the 3 leaves. That's all I've used for this card. And it's got some little ladybugs on it from a previous, I can't remember where they are. I just pulled it out of my stash. Little ladybugs I've just popped on the card. So I actually found it easier, like I said, to just stamp the flowers first, and then I just added my leaves last. I don't know what this is going to look like, so we'll try this. So I just started stamping, and you could actually do some that are stamped off, so that you don't get quite that. It wouldn't even work. Might try and go over that. Nope, that's alright. Do some taller ones. Some in different directions. This was just what I found easiest for me. Just to stamp the flowers first. Alright, let's quickly clean that. And I'm using Smoky Slate as well. I don't know what this should look alright. I haven't tested it yet, but it should look alright. And then I just grabbed all my leafy stamps, all my stems, and I just started adding a couple. That's probably not going. That's not going to matter because the strip's going to be over there. But we'll try that. And then I just randomly stamped the stems. Grab a taller one. And it doesn't matter if it goes over the top of the other flowers. Like I said, I don't know what this is going to look like. We can fix it up later. Oops. And that's not going to matter because it's not going to show. And that's simply all I did, and that's how I found it easier rather than stamping the stems first. So then that will go on there. That will go down flush with the bottom. And I probably could do another one up there. I might just do another one up there. Just needs another one to... I don't like a hole. Maybe pop another one up there. Yep. Let's see what that looks like. And just add your pieces on the bottom. Add that to the card. And then stamp your little greeting. I just grabbed one. I haven't got my memento. I don't know where my memento is. Oh, I've lost my memento. Here it is. Oh. Oh. And then I've just picked a little birthday wishes. I hope that's straight because I'm doing it not with my head directly over it. And then that will go on the bottom. And then you'll just wrap your twine around. I always secure it with a little glue dot under where the bow is. And that's a very simple card. And that took me, what, a minute to make that. Alright, so that's my first demonstration. And like I said, that was cased from Cindy Elam. So you can follow this. This is the 20-page PDF that you can download, and they've all got just recipes. There's no measurements or anything. I've just added everything that I've used for each card. Alright, so I'm doing these demonstrations in order of that booklet. Alright, that's all for this one. I'll get ready for the next one. Thanks a lot, bye. Hi everyone, I'm back with card number 2, and for this one I'm using the Bottled Happiness bundle, and I'm going to demonstrate making this little bottled card. Those little domes are so tiny, they're so cute. So we'll do that, and this one is, sorry, let me check, we're up to page 16. Alright, let's have a look. So, page 16. Nope, there we go, page 16, turn the page. Oh, I can't do it. Alright, so we're using the Bottled Happiness bundle. Let's have a look. So, we've got, this one has the punch and just the stamp set. So, we'll get started. This card, I had to figure out how to make this one. But I got it, and here are all my pieces. Once again, 5.5 by 4.25 card base. I won't be assembling it. I'm just showing you how I did the main part of it. Subtle embossing, subtle 3D embossing folder for that. I'll never get rid of that embossing folder. And my little piece of craft paper, which is 4 3/4 by 3.5. Also using these teeny tiny little domes for the bottle. So that will go there. And I finished it off with some of the brush butterflies and a little bow across the top. So that's that card. So we'll get started. A lot of these new stamp sets, you actually need the Stamparatus. So I've got mine somewhere. Here it is. Oh, I've already set it up. And I'm actually using 2 plates. I've got the flowers in here, to line them up perfectly. I've got one plate here and I'll put them on the other plate up there. Right, this one, sorry, to make the, because I wanted to use these beautiful new dies, these are the, what are they called? These are the Fabulous Frames dies, and they're really beautiful dies, and I wanted to use this gorgeous little one here. So what I have done, when I was setting this up, I used a larger piece of cardstock, just so that I can then position my die and then where I'm going to put my flowers, roughly. And you probably won't see that, I'll take that off because it's probably blocking the view. So I use a bigger piece so that I can die cut it once it's done. So magnets, mine are all broken. I've got to find bits everywhere I do. I probably should get my new ones out. Right, so I've got a bigger piece in there. And this one I've used Balmy Blue and Crumb Cake. So these are the flowers. I'm hoping, nope, they're the leaves. They're the leaves. So I did all the leaves in Crumb Cake, and I really should have something under there. I'll put the stamp set under there. Alright, so I stamped that first. Give it a bit more. This is the beauty of the Stamparatus. You can just keep stamping, hoping that your paper doesn't move underneath, which I have had that happen. Look at that nice crisp colour. Let's give that a quick wipe. And then use my top plate. And I'll just move that down a little bit. And that was Balmy Blue. My ink pad needs re-inking, I think. It's not quite bright. And these should line up perfectly, because I've already done a sample. Just add a bit more, give it a nice crisp colour. And there we have it. So now I can position my die roughly where I want that to go. So I'll just put that through the big shot. I'll be back in a sec. Alright. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. Alright, so there's my two pieces ready to be attached. So what I will do, I will attach those to there, and then I'll do the next step. So the next part, I might actually use this little bit here, because I actually forgot to do the bottle part. So I'll keep that there. I'll just turn my plate over. I'll take that one off there. And I'm just going to do the bottle, which I totally forgot to do. Alright, a little bottle. Oh, stay there. Alright, I did a crumb cake bottle. Oh, that looks a bit yucky. I don't know what I've done with the, probably when I cleaned it with the baby wipe. It's got a bit of residue. Oh, that's right, looks like a vintage bottle now. Alright, and I did the outline with the soft suede. My head's not directly over that, so I'm not quite sure if that's right, but we'll give that a go. And a little bit of soft suede. Oh, pretty good, considering my head wasn't directly over that. Just clean up all that. Yeah, sometimes when you use the baby wipes, it leaves a bit of fluff on the stamps, and I find that that's possibly what's happened with that little bottle. Alright, put that aside. Now we have the bottle, and I have a punch somewhere. Where's my punch? Here it is. This is the vintage bottle punch. And I'm just going to punch that. Alright. So, to do the next bit, I'm going to attach my frame. And I'm going to, of course my glue's not working. Just a little bit of glue. A little bit of glue. And making sure the frame's up the right way, so there's a little bit of flour stamped on the edge of the frame. So I'm just going to pop the frame on there. Then I'm going to, I might just use tape for the centre bit. I would put more glue on that, but just for the exercise. Alright, so we're getting there. Let that dry a little bit. And the next thing I did was I grabbed the punch again. And probably might not work. And I just kind of centered it. Pushed it in as far as it would go. And then popped it out. So we don't need that anymore, because I'm going to use the one that I just stamped, and it's going to go behind it. So these were fairly easy to assemble, so I'm just going to take the paper off the top of it, and this is actually not easy to do. I always have trouble getting the paper off. Alright, so take the paper off the top, and I just laid it down and just pop that piece right over the top. And then this little one is actually going to sit behind it, and I just did a dodgy tape job on the back of it, and that actually will just sit right in there. So I just grabbed some tear tape and just attached it on the back. Probably not that much. And a bit across the top. And that just holds that little stamped image inside. Alright, add a little bit more, just so that that paper, though it doesn't come out. Alright, and that'll just sit inside there. So then that will just get attached to your larger embossed piece. That will go on your card, and then I just added a little bow and some of these cute little brass butterflies. So that's how I achieved that one. It was a bit of fiddling around working out how I was going to do it, but I was pretty pleased with it. And I didn't put a sentiment on it because I liked it plain, so could you put a sentiment on the inside. So that was one way to work with the little domes, the little, what are they called? It's so tiny I can't even read it. Vintage bottle dome shapes, I think it says. Shaped domes. Alright, so that's card number 2, and that's the Bottled Happiness. So that's just one of the cards that I chose to demonstrate for you. You've seen all the other ones when I did the Facebook Live. Alright, so that's it for card number 2, and then I actually peeled some of that off, put some more tape around it, and then attached it to the card. Alright, that's card number 2. and that is the sample recipe in the PDF. So there's all the pieces, all the things that I used to make that card. Alright, I'll clean up again and get ready for the next card. Thanks a lot, bye! Hi, I'm back with card number 3. I'll just adjust my mat. Okay, number 3 card. I'm going to use the most beautiful collection out of the whole catalogue that I couldn't wait to buy. I was so pleased that it was on the pre-order. I'm using a Sun Prints suite. So it'll be the stamps, the dies and the DSP, which I showed you in the previous video. Just going to use one piece of the DSP, and I'm going to show you how I made the crisscross card. So it's a little pocket with a little card to insert into it. So we're going to make that one right now. Put these aside. Alright, so these are this is the card recipe in the PDF, and I actually give you a little diagram and some sizes for this one so that you can refer back to this if you want to remake the card. Alright, so we've got the insert and we've got the actual card base. So we're going to need 2 pieces exactly the same size, basic white 8 by 5.5. Then you're going to need a piece of the DSP, and I've just, when you're doing this, you'll understand you need to sort of work out if the back pattern is going to match, and this one actually worked out well because it was plain one side and the beautiful pattern on the left hand side. So that was a piece of DSP that's 5 1/4 by 3 3/4, and then your matte piece for your card insert and your layer, and then a belly band. So we'll start with the first part, is making the actual card base, and you're going to trim, these are 8 by 5.5, and you're just going to score, both of the pieces at 4 inch. Alright, so score them both at 4 inch. And then what you need to do, so there's your 2 pieces, 8 by 5.5. Then you've got to trim 2 pieces. You've got to cut the triangles out of both sides. So the first one is going to be from the top centre. This will be the left hand side, right down to the bottom. Whoops. I hope you can see that. Sorry. So trim that one. Alright, so that will be one side. You can keep that for stamping and whatever. And the other one you're going to trim from top to the bottom right. From the centre score line. I hope you can see that. So then your left. So if you follow your little diagram in the PDF, you'll have the left and the right hand side, and that's the same as that little diagram. And then you're simply going to place one on top of the other, and that's all you do to create your card base. My trimmer's a bit, I think I need to put a new blade in because it's making yucky edges on my card. I'm going to trim something. I just use a bone folder to flatten them. Alright, so that will get taped straight over, attached to the top. So it's easier if you fold and give it a nice crease. Grab the other one. And then that one is simply going to go on that side. So it doesn't matter which way it goes. So I'm just going to pop some glue on there. And pop that one on the top. And line it up. And that's not right. That doesn't want to line up. doesn't look like I have trimmed them perfectly, which I thought I had. That's better. Alright, so then that will go over, and that one goes over to the top. So there's your card base, where's I put my card, and that's all we do. Then, to create the pocket so that the note card doesn't, the little insert doesn't come out, I'm just going to put a very thin line of glue right at the very bottom. And that one will get attached down to the bottom. And that will stop your insert from falling out. Alright. Next thing, we're going to trim the DSP. And we're going to cut it, trim it from the top to the right. The top left to the bottom right. Trim it. Ooh, got glue on my fingers. So then we're going to have, there you've got the both sides that are trimmed. That one's going to be your left, and this one is going to be the right. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around that. I do these demonstrations very fast. I would take more time if I was doing it properly, but I didn't want the video to go for too long. So then you just put your right triangle on. And then you want to seal that side. So then we're just going to put, oh goodness, whoops, I've got glue everywhere. All over my fingers. I love this glue, but geez, when it gets on your fingers it sticks. So then you're just going to, you can either use tape, but I'm just going to use a tiny little bit more glue. And probably up about a couple of inches, just so that it'll attach to the other side. That one goes down. And I've got glue poking out of it, yuck. And then we're going to put the left triangle on. It's very easy to make these cards. And it helps if your glue comes out. And I've got the left triangle. If you didn't like the pattern on the other side, you could trim another one, another pattern, and just have two different ones and then make two cards out of it. Alright, and then we have it. There's our pocket. To do the insert, it's really quite simple. Just do some stamping, add whatever you want to your insert, and then that will slip perfectly in there. Although I probably put too much glue on mine. If it doesn't fit, just trim a bit off. So what I would do is I would test the backing piece first, the matte piece, and if that doesn't fit in, I'd trim that, then I'd trim that. So I've obviously put too much glue in the bottom of that, and that won't slip in, or it's probably still a little bit wet. Yeah, so see that's sticking out now, so I would trim a bit of that and then trim that. So if I took 1/4 inch off there, 1/4 inch off there, and then that'll sit in the pocket. And I just used, I think, a 1/2 inch punch and a single eye punch to create one of those little, I don't know what you call those, I can't remember what they're called. And then I just added a bit of the beautiful, the new, what is this called? What do they call this? Metallic woven ribbon. I love this, it's beautiful. So I might just, alright, so go back to this one. Alright, to do a belly band, when you do the belly band, you want it to meet at the front so that when you turn it over, there's, I'll put this one back on. I think I did this one a little bit too big. It's a little bit loose, but you don't want the join at the back. So I just kind of start at the front, fold over one side, and wrap it around, and not too tight until I get it to meet about there. There's no exact measurements, it's just join and snip, and then add a bit of tape. And the belly band. So now you'll cover the join with a shape, and I'll just add a bit of tape to the back of the shape. And then I've also die cut a couple of the fern leaves, and I think that's wheat. I'm not sure what that one's meant to be. And they'll just get stuck onto the belly band, and I'm just going to do a little bit of tape for this exercise. A little bit. And then I just added a little bow, and I've got this, I think I've shown you all before, I've got this really neat little, and it's got, here it is, I've got this really neat little bow maker, and you can adjust the sizes of the bow, and I found it was good for this very fine ribbon. And I do have sticky on my fingers from the glue. This little bow maker cost me $3, I think. It was the best investment I ever made. And it just makes you a little bow. And you just snip the length. This ribbon's great because you can fray the ends. And then attach it with glue dot, and that card is done. On my glue dots. Oh goodness, everything's sticking to me because I've got glue on my fingers. And that card is now done. It's very quick. It looks like it's complicated and there's a lot of work involved, but there's really not. So there is your third demonstration, and this is crisscross card using the Sun Print suite. Okie doke. That's it for this one, and I will start on the next one. Thanks a lot. Hi everyone, back with card number 4 and progressing through the catalogue, and this one I'm going to show you how I made this quick card with the Wisteria Wishes. I found these very limiting, but I'm sure once I see some more samples I will be able to come up with some other ideas. Alright, so this one is this cute little card, not much to it. So we're going to do that one, and this is the sample recipe in your PDF, and it's the top card up here. So once again, I wanted to use these gorgeous new frames, so I've used the big rectangle on this card, and just a little bit of stamping. So there's the stamp set, and I've just used the solid, the accent colour and the leaf, and one of the little sentiments in this one. And these are all the dies that you get with it. Alright, we'll get started on this card. Alright, all my pieces. So I've got my 5.5 by 4 1/4 card, my 5 1/4 by 4 inch backing piece in gorgeous grape, and I've already die cut my frame. So I'm going to start by stamping the background on the frame, and I couldn't remember what colour I used. I don't know if it was Old Olive, but I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz. It's my last one of the old style. I've been buying all the new styles, and it's the last one that I've got. So let's get a new one. I don't know if there's much ink in this, but we'll have a look. So I'm just using the cutout rectangle, so when you use that die, it'll give you the frame and it gives you the rectangle inside. So I'm just going to stamp arm of the branch about there, and turned it over and kind of went on an angle and turned it upside down and just did whoop, a bit of branch on that side. So that's all the stamping for that. I have already stamped the top bit and I've already stamped my flowers, but I actually wanted to add a little bit to the background there. So the colours the most prominent colours are Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. So I just down a little bit lower, I just stamped the first one, and then I grabbed the Gorgeous Grape and used that, because I wondered how people were getting the two colours in there until I realised that's what that stamp was for. So that just goes over the top. There we go. Alright, there you can see that. That's how you get the two colours in the little wisteria. And then the sentiment, and I think I stamped that in Gorgeous Grape. I don't know which one I grabbed. Upside down, so it's that one. I just stamped that directly onto it. It's a nice sentiment, that one. And to assemble the card, I might just pop that down there. It's 5 1/4 by 4. And then for the frame, I actually used our foam strips. They're easier than trying to put glue dots all over it. And I wouldn't have done that. I just used a couple of strips. And that'll give you a nice solid frame. And twist it. And keep sticking my finger. Grab another strip. It's easier if you don't tear the tape off it, the paper. You can snip that, I'm just doing it fast, which I shouldn't be. Take that paper off. The tricky bit is lining it up so that the frame, the rectangle's flat. I just want to add 2 tiny little bits in there. So I hate for there to be just one hole. There's another one. Oh, I shouldn't have taken the paper off. That was silly of me to do that. Alright, so the rectangle just goes straight down. That worked out well. And then this bit, I actually used a bit of tape, so I had a bit of, used liquid glue, so I had a bit of wiggle room. I probably could have put this down first, which now thinking it probably would have been easier. I just popped that inside. And then my branch went across the top. And I just added a little bit of liquid glue, a little bit there, a little bit there. A little bit, well, probably need a bit more there. And then I just used a couple of dimensionals just to help that to hold up, and I just slip them underneath. And probably need some little ones under there. I probably do things back to front. I probably should have put these on first. But there we go. Alright. And then to attach the flowers, oh, whoops, I bent that. I did attach the dimensionals first. I'll put some little ones on there. And take all the paper off. I don't know what I'd do if I ever lost those tweezers. I use them for everything. Then just line up with the little stems that come down. And there we have it. How simple and quick was that? Took me what, a couple of minutes to make that. And the accents I used were these glossy dots assortment. I used some of these, I'm not sure what colour that is. Whoop, I'm guessing that's probably a gorgeous grape. Or it could be the new colour, it could be Orchid Oasis, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the colours on that. And that's all there is to that card. Pop that up. And there you have it. And then it's a nice little frame. And probably could have put another one behind there, but that looks fine the way it is. So that's my sample using the Wisteria Wishes bundle. Alright, that's that one all done. And I'll go and prepare for the next project. Thank you, bye. Oh, Hi, back for my 5th project, and this one I'm just going to make a couple, I'm just going to make a little post-it note holder, and these are for the 3x3 post-it pads. I just thought I'd show you how to do this. They've been around for ages. I used to make these for markets and I used to sell hundreds of them. They were good little stocking stuffers for Christmas. This one, we're up to page 108, and I'm using the Hues of Happiness for this card and the next one. Mainly using the DSP because the DSP was just too gorgeous to not use it. So this is the Hues of Happiness, and the projects are the last 2 ones in the PDF flyer that you can download. So I'm just going to show you the little post-it note holders. These are so simple and quick. I could make 20 of them in 10 minutes. They're so quick. So you need a piece of cardstock that is 7 3/8 by 3 1/4, and I'm using Melamumbo, and you're simply going to score it at 3 1/8, 3 1/2, and 3 7/8, and that's all there is to the scoring. Just going to fold the score lines, and then grab the middle one. So you've got score line, fold the middle, and then you've got another one. And you're simply just going to snip a little bit out where you're going to pop the pen through it. And then fold it over so that you've got the first score line there, and you're just going to open it up so that that little piece there is where you're going to slide the pen through. So I just fold it over and score it. And then just add a bit of glue because you want to secure that. And a little bit of glue in there and down there. And that's all there is. How simple is that? These are great for markets and craft fairs, and you can sell hundreds of them. I think I charged $2 for each one. So then your little pen will go in there. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions with where do I get the little pens from. I used to be able to get them from my, in Australia, in my cheap shops, but I actually find in the party section of Spotlight, you can buy little packs of these pens. So that's where I probably got all these. And then now that that's secure, I'm just going to take that one out. And I just put a little bit of glue on the back of that last post-it note. And then attach it, and then all I've done is I've got a 3 by 3 matte piece, and just a little piece of the DSP, and I cut one of the stitch squares out of it and attached it. And there's your post-it note all done. That was just so incredibly quick to make that. And there's a little, added a little note on there. And that is project number 5. And we'll save the best till last. So I'll regroup and come back. Bye. Hello, back again. This is my last project and still using the Happiness Abounds bundle. Using a DSP and a little bit of stamping, and I don't think I've done any die cutting with this project. This is the last card. It's a pocket card, and I think I cased this from someone on Pinterest, but I can't remember who it was. But there's a lot of them on there anyway. So it's just a pocket card, and I absolutely love that DSP, and I didn't want to, I wanted to showcase it in all its beauty. So I used the whole piece of that, and there's just a little insert that goes in, very much like the crisscross card that I showed you earlier, and just a couple of circle dots so that you've got something to grip to pull that out. That's just, I think, a 1/2 inch circle punch that I've used for the top. So this was super duper easy. So all you do is, I didn't have any of that one left, that other pattern left, so I just used one of the similar one that's similar colours. It's the same pattern but different colours. And you will need a piece that is 6 inches. Let me check, I've got 6 inches. Yep, by 9 1/4. Just double check I've done that right. So to create the pocket, you need trying to decide which is the right way up, so that'll be the bottom of it. So you need to score 5/8 of an inch on the bottom, I think it was. Yep, 5/8 on that side. Score 5/8, because that'll be the bottom. Rotate it, and then you're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 7. And there's your pocket almost done. And then fold it over and burnish those score lines. Fold that up. And then you're just going to snip 2 of the panels out of there. So I just did a little diagonal. You're just going to snip that last 5/8 of an inch off both sides. Right on the score line, that 5/8 inch score line, and I just tapered it a bit. It's very hard to cut when it's not right in front of you. Okie doke, and there is your pocket done. That was not going to work. Right, and that should go over the top, but it doesn't want to. So I haven't trimmed that enough. I'm just going to trim a little bit more of that. Oops. That should be flat. So that should go across, and then that goes up. So it looks like a proper little envelope. There's still a bit too much on that side. I'll trim it a bit more. There we go. Now that's flat. So all you're then going to do is put a bit of tape down the side. And that will go across. A bit of tape across the bottom. And there's your pocket done. And I do have a punch, which I should have ready. I think it might have been a 1 inch punch. Let me see. And that wasn't 1 inch. Must have been... Oh, it wasn't that one. 1 1/4, probably that one. So then, whoops, I'm going to punch the little holes centrally at the top. Then to do your insert, the same as crisscross card, you're just doing another insert with a matte piece and your stamping piece. I've just stamped one of the flowers and coloured it with Stampin' Blends, and I think that was, like I said, 1/2 inch punch. I've just done one on each side. I've used a bit of the DSP on that side, and that's all there is to it. This one I changed my colours to Fresh Freesia, and let's see if that's going to fit in there first. And that fits perfectly. And that's all there is to make this gorgeous little pocket card showcasing this beautiful paper. Wouldn't you just love to receive that? I'm sure anyone would love to receive this card. Oops, pop that back in. Oh god, now I can't get it in. Oh, there we go, there it is. And I just finished this one off, like I said, with a bit of stamping on the card, so you've still got room to write on it. My very, very favourite die from the new fern die, not fern dies, what are they called? Natural Prints dies. That is my new favourite label. I love that label. So I've just stamped a little bit of the, just stamped the little tip of the flowers on the bottom and coloured them, wrap some ribbon around, and then mount that over the top. And that is simply an absolutely gorgeous card, and it won't take you long to make a dozen of those if you want to send them out as thank you cards or whatever. That's it for me. I've demonstrated 6 projects out of all the projects that I made for the catalogue launch, my first virtual catalogue launch. I hope you find this helpful. If you've got any questions, please get in touch with me. And that's it. So all I'll be doing now is waiting for my new order of some new goodies, which is all of these things in pink. I'll be waiting for those and to start making some new things. What am I getting? I love those fonts. They're absolutely beautiful fonts. Let's see what else I've tagged. Dum, 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 dum. Oh yes, the Abigail Rose. Oh yes. Oh, I can't wait to get that. They're my colours. They're going to be a beautiful suite to work with. What's here? A wash in Beauty. I'm going to get that one. What else have I tagged? I don't know why I tagged that, because I've already got that. So I'm going to take that out of there. Let's see. I'm not getting this suite just yet. I'm not really sure I like those stamps, but I do love the Designer Series paper. So I'll be getting some of that. I didn't get much Designer Series paper this time. I might get the Lighthouse suite. I'm thinking about that because I love the dies for that. I used to have another brand of that, and I used to love making those. Thinking about the birdies. I might not get that first round, but I have got them tagged to get at some point. Background dies. I love that medallion. I'm getting that medallion. I love that die, that stamp. And I think I'll get that one down the track. I like the Tropical Hideaway. I'll get that down the track. Can't get it all at once. What else have I tagged? Oh, let's have a look. Whoop. The magnetic, the little cut and emboss, the little magnetic plate for my little one. Let's have a look. What am I getting? I'm getting these deckled rectangles, these delicate edge dies. Thinking about the designer tags. Everything that's got a green tick on it I've already got. These I'll probably get down the track, these enchanting details. What else? Oh yes, these split card texture dies, definitely want those. And something on here, why have I got this tagged? Oh yeah, this Twigs and Sprigs embossing folder die. And that's it. So that'll be my next order that comes through. Some of those items. Yeah, so that's it for me. Have fun and always contact me if you have any questions. Thanks a lot. Bye.